All right, today we're going to talk about 3 grinding hacks that I use daily while working in the MRO aerospace industry. Let's get into it. We're going to be using this 90-degree Milwaukee air grinder because my air compressor is a little bit too small to be running my 90-degree grinders, and this works pretty good. It's nice and quiet, and I really like it. So let's start with hack number 1. Cover your coffee. Kidding, but not kidding. You want to cover it up. Don't get grinding dust in your coffee. That's really a bad day. Do you ever get those wheels where the adapter is not quite centered? For hack number 1, we're going to fix that. And what you're going to need for that is a wheel dresser. You might be thinking to yourself, it can't be this simple, but it is. All you need to do is take your sharpening stone and your wheel, rub them together. Now that you simply rubbed your dressing stone on your wheel, your pad's nice and round. Ever run into those times where your wheel doesn't quite fit into the spot you need to grind? Well, for hack number 2, I'm going to show you how to cut them down. And what you need for this little hack is one of these cheap little screwdrivers, or just a small screwdriver that you're going to dedicate to just cutting your wheels down, because it's going to ruin it. I should also mention, this isn't the safest option to do, but it does work, so just be careful, and you might want to wear a grinding shield for this. And after you cut your wheel down, you want to go back to hack 1 and just dress the edges up a little bit. There you go. And you might ask yourself, why would you want to cut your wheels down when you could just, put on a different wheel? Well, sometimes you don't have the different wheel. Sometimes you only got 2-inch or 1.5 inch or 3-inch, and it just won't fit. So cutting them down is a really nice option to make them fit right where you want. For hack number 3, and this is one of my favorite hacks that I use pretty much daily depending on what I was working on at my last aerospace job. It's flipping your pad around. Here's a part that I bought off of eBay that is some type of a vane segment. We do a lot of repairs on similar parts like this, and if you notice, there's this rail right here, and sometimes this rail cracks and you got to fix it, but you have to grind the back side of this. How do you do that? To do this, you're going to need a few tools. So those are, you're going to need a block of wood, a hammer, a grinding pad, obviously, and a 3/8 hole punch from Harbor Freight, which is what this is. I've also seen people use a 3/8 or something close to that, maybe a little bit larger socket, and you sharpen the edge of that socket, and you can, as long as it fits over this, you're good to go. So just find something that will fit over the little threaded section of the back side of this grinding pad. First thing you're going to want to do is peel off this back piece that actually adapts to the arbor. And I originally tried it with this one that has this fabric on the back, and it didn't really like to pull off very well. So if you have them where they don't have the fabric on the back side of them, this is the one that will work better. So just break this off. It's usually glued on pretty good, which is a good thing. So you break that off and you keep this. Now you have this part with just sanding pad is all it is. Now what you want to do is take your hole punch, line it up with the center, roughly the center of this, and punch a hole. Okay, so now you got a hole in your grinding pad. You take the adapter that you peeled off the backside, you flip it around so that it comes out that hole, so that when you put it on the grinder, it's now flipped around. So the sanding pad is on the backside instead of the front. You can now pull towards you and be grinding, and you don't affect the backside. So now you got your grinding pad flipped around on your grinder. You go back to hack number 2, square it up or round it up. Got this nice and centered up in here. So now you can come in here and grind the back side of that rail. Well, there you have it. There's my 3 easy hacks for grinding with small 1.5 inch, 2 inch, and 3 inch grinding pads on like Roloc grinding pads for a 90-degree air grinder or 90-degree Milwaukee grinder. Hopefully that helps. Catch you on the next one. All right, I'm really tall in this. I probably should have looked at that first before I hit record. All right, so for this class, we're talking about 3 of the most commonly used grinding hacks that I did in MRO aerospace repair. That was terrible. Ever find your spot? Yeah.